This is Rebel Therapist, a podcast for entrepreneurs who are trained as therapists and who want to level up their businesses, make a bigger impact, feel fulfilled, and be very well paid. I'm your host, Annie Schuessler. Hi there. It's just you and me this week. So I talk a lot about how creating a pilot program is the first step to creating your signature program and to basically moving beyond private practice and leveling up. And I wanted to take a step back and really explain why. Because it's such a foundational part of the way that I work and what I encourage my clients to do. It's time for me to break it down a little bit, talk about why a pilot. So here are my thoughts. Why am I so sure that your first step is to create a pilot program? If you're moving beyond private practice and you're developing a second business or you're expanding your business, I'm always saying your first step is to create a pilot. So why? Why? Especially because I'm so not a one-size-fits-all business coach. Why am I so sure this is the right first step? All right, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to give you all the reasons, or most of the reasons, all the reasons I can think of. First, I'm going to tell you what I mean by a pilot program. So I mean a high-quality offering delivered live, which mostly is going to be online, but live, to one person or a small group of people. And this may or may not be offered at a lower price than it will be in the future. So this can mean a one-on-one coaching program, a retreat, a small group coaching program. It can mean a training or a consulting package for an organization, or it can mean a hybrid between perhaps two of those things. It could be a small group coaching program that also includes some one-on-one, for example. Okay, so why a pilot? Why am I so into you starting with a high-quality live offer that you can deliver really soon based just on based on all the training, experience, and skills that you already have? Okay, first of all, a pilot fights perfectionism. Perfectionism will get you stuck in leveling up your business and in creating what your business can be beyond private practice. It gets people stuck behind the scenes, making things really complicated, coming up with multiple offers, dreaming about creating videos and curriculum and just all this stuff. And that's bullshit because it gets you stuck instead of delivering. I was listening to this book called Start Finishing by Charlie Gilkey just recently. I was actually listening to it, the audiobook, and I was out walking my dog and I heard this quote that I'm about to read to you. And I was like, oh yeah, that's it. That's why everybody who wants to create a business beyond private practice needs to start with a pilot. Okay, so he says, we often falsely assume that the more it matters, the better the start should be. The reality is much humbler and more accessible. The more something matters, the better it is that we start finishing sooner. Yes, that's it. If this thing really matters, you got to start. You got to start delivering it. You got to start iterating it. So yes, please. Okay. The next reason is that creating a pilot gets you feedback really fast. You create your best work in relationship with the people that it's for. And when you deliver a pilot program live, you're going to get feedback really fast, telling you if you're on the right track, telling you what needs to be changed for the next iteration. And you'll just learn so much more with that feedback than you ever could going behind the scenes for months and months. The next reason, creating a pilot forces you to get clear on where the value is in your offer. So if you give yourself the luxury of just going behind the scenes and creating stuff for months and months, you might fall into just like more. Delivering more is where the value is going to be. When you have to create something simple and that gets to the point now and gives people what they need for a transformation now, you're then forced to decide what matters most instead of just kind of piling on features. And then from there, in future iterations, you can add more. Like in Create Your Program, which started years ago as a pilot, now, for example, I have a Q&A with an attorney to answer people's legal questions that I could never answer. That comes from iterating and knowing that those questions come up and that people need an expert to answer them. But if I were to try to just have dreamed up, like, what are all the guest teachers I could bring in? That wouldn't have been the way to start. I wouldn't have known. It's through delivering that you're going to get clear on what you might want to add over time. So it really forces you to get clear on the value. Then the next thing I want to say about why is creating a pilot tricks you into doing some really important foundational work that you need to do on your business. So the project of creating a pilot, having this one distinct project of creating a pilot program is going to get you to do so many things that you have to do for a great business. Things like clarifying a truly viable niche and creating a really solid marketing plan that actually gets your offer in front of people who need it and gets you into conversations with your colleagues about your offer and what it is that you're building here. It gets you to do things like build a simple website for your offer, if that's what you're going to be doing. So it gets you to do a lot of things within that project that are the things you need to be doing to build this business. So it's kind of a way to fool yourself into doing the really important steps that you got to do to build a solid business beyond private practice. So where I help you do all of this, create your pilot, get a really viable niche, create a marketing plan for not just your pilot, but to grow your business into a business beyond private practice, to have that Q&A with a lawyer I was just talking about, the place all of that happens is in Create Your Program. And that's something that started years ago as a pilot program for some brave souls moving beyond private practice. And now I have iterated it a ton of times and it is awesome. And it is the place where I can help you to create your pilot program and in that process, create your business beyond private practice. I'm in the middle of a round of this now. And the beautiful stuff that happens is that in that project of creating a pilot, so many important decisions get made. And it's enough time as we're walking through this process, it's enough time to get those things done. And it's not so much time that you can fuck around and get lost. And I want to add one more reason why creating a pilot is the place to start. And that is that probably every really awesome signature offer that you've seen, that you've participated in, that you've benefited from, started as a pilot. And if you don't know, just ask the person who created it. It probably started as a pilot. Okay, to get in on Create Your Program, head over to rebeltherapist.me/create. That's rebeltherapist.me. All right, I'm going to see you next time with an awesome interview.